Right, morning all. I'll wait for a few more to come in. Uh, we'll give it a couple more minutes ago. I hope you had a good weekend. Very weird last week. Friday was a very weird. So I'm going to whack into what we say on a Friday. We mentioned it before, and most of you names have come up. I know you were trading on Friday. And what did we say on Friday? Don't do your arse on a Friday because it ruins your weekend. And obviously, the weird market for non-farm payroll being 200 down, 300 up, 200 down, 600 up was a mad afternoon for trading. And it's very easy. I think most people were wise enough to turn it off around about 4 o'clock and walk away. And then obviously the Dow rallied 700 points. So again, bear that in mind for what comes in here, and bear that in mind for the volatility as such, because we have to accept we're going to lose money sometimes, and it's where our stops go. So whacking in quickly into the news over the weekend, which most of you have read. For those of you who aren't on our morning missive, uh, uh, whack your emails with the discussion group and I'll send it out to you. On the Senate thing, a lot of people thought, oh, it's so bullish because they passed it. Well, they passed it on Saturday, a vote of 50 to 49. Yeah, that means that Kamala Harris, Biden's number two, had to vote. So they passed it by the smallest amount possible. And all that means is that the Senate passed it. They passed it to the House. Rumors the House votes tomorrow. Yeah. And obviously they may veto it and pass it through. So what was agreed 3, 4 weeks ago has been watered down all the way down. So whether it's a 1.9 trillion or whatever, we will find out probably not before Easter, even though the stimulus checks runs out by the end, I think, of this week. That probably won't be done. So just be aware of that. The other thing that's in the market, obviously, is the treasury yields. Yeah, we've mentioned that time and time again. And obviously that got above 1.6 late uh, Friday and again today. The other thing, of course, that's going to move the markets today will be the attack in Saudi Arabia on the oil terminal. That's put Brent above $70, as it's been for well over a year. Remember this time last year, Brent was almost trading negative. Big way to come. Yeah. Obviously, if oil goes up, that equals that horrible word that no one's talking about, inflation. Uh, Quickly, there's not hardly any news out today. The main news on the agenda is Mr. Bailey, chairman of the Bank of England, talking at 10 o'clock. I don't think it's important or where he's going to go. The other one we're going to look at, and it's the question of the week, the yields and stocks both rallied at the same time. And weird because who was it? Mr. Bullard said on Friday, late in the evening, hence why the stock markets rallied. Yields are on the rise because of a strengthening economic outlook, and with no reason to worry, nor would they require any new policy changes. And that made a massive difference to Powell speaking on Thursday when the market did tank, when he said, concerned by disorderly conditions in the market or persistent tightening in financial markets. So we've got a bit of a battle going on at the moment in the markets, and that will probably come into the rest of the week. Those of you who are trading today, non-farm payroll Monday, this is called. This is normally the quietest day of the month. Yeah, as much as we love to come in and trade and see expectation, currently there's not a lot there. I'm going to put my screen up uh, and look at uh, DAX on the opening to the most volatile. Weird, however, where we've seen a rally and we're already up. Well, what we up in most indices, 0.5%, 0.25%, whatever it is. So I think if we tuck in a slight rain, there's also every reason today not to trade. Yeah, because there's no news out. Just because we think we're coming for a Monday, we should trade. However, there's not a lot there. Looking at the market profile on the right here, there is a bit of a resistance to me around about 140.26. But I'm going to wait and see what's in the market and wait for the price section to come in. I've got all the screens up here trading. The only thing, if you may notice what I put up here, and I think probably Bianca's here is very much aware of it, the tech stocks been a hit. Although the indices are up, whatever, the tech stocks have been walloped. And is it because
Massive.
massive? I think is it. Wait, Bianca, you're the boss here. Are the tech stocks suffering because as the pandemic wanes, the other value stocks that suffered pre-COVID seem to become more to the fashion, because that's a massive move from tech stocks.
But I also think that once this rotation is over, there will be growth back into the Nasdaq. I do believe that. But for now, no. I did close my my long positions at 11 o'clock last night when the market opened.
Well, it is very interesting when you see like DAX up by 80, 90 ticks, the FTSE up by almost 0.75%, but the Nasdaq down almost 200 ticks. Yeah, it's something to take notice of, and it's there for a reason. So I think we will get volatility, and in a way, remember that the DAX is more associated with the tech stocks than the FTSE. I mean, FTSE will remember, I think, will hold today. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, because of BP Shell. BP Shell is the biggest component of the FTSE 100. Yeah, and obviously with oil being up 4% during that attack, that makes Shell's profits even greater. So yeah, but be aware that. So we could have a slight busy opening at 8 o'clock, and we're going to go to it again. I would err on the downside in the DAX here. However, you have to wait for price action. Yeah, it doesn't matter what we think. If someone wants to come in and trade the market and move it either way, we will see it. So in theory, if we look on the right, we've got a bit of POC. We're going to open bang on the POC in the DAX. It's been around this 14,000 for ages. So again, the value low. So and a bit of traffic round about 139, 78, 80. You see these lines here from yesterday. So it could be a very quiet morning trading. If we're scalping today, I think it's a very tight scalp. It's in out, boss bash, rob, cheat, and steal, and wait for another opportunity to trade. Again, as I said, non-farm payroll is normally dead as a duck. Yeah, so we'll go for this. So we'll wait. What are you going to have on there? Whether you're trading FTSE, DAX, Euro stocks. As I said, as Bianca alluded to, the Nasdaq doesn't look too good at the moment. And those of you who are trading, Bianca, I don't think we trade the Nasdaq between now and 12 o'clock, do we?
No, I won't be touching it.
No, and I think we've got some new people who say, right, okay, you said that. So well, I'm going to be trading the Nasdaq or Wall Street. Leave Wall Street alone until midday. Why? Because they're asleep. Yeah, and also, I mean, and the other one you've got to work out with, which I have written down here, was the row that Biden's having with Iran. That's on your news for this week. Why? 49 years Biden's been in power, and 49 years he's voted for every attack that the US have had. Looking at DAX here, we've having a 10, 15 tick move in the last 20 seconds, minute, and I think it's going to be so volatile either way. Again, you can use market profile, but if it's jumpy like this, in theory, there's every reason not to trade. You can turn around and say, I must have missed something in the DAX here. It's moved 50 ticks. Well, at the moment, we've gone from POC 14,002 to up to, what have we got to 20? I've got a bit of a resistance up at 14,032. But to me, that's only where I think that if some of the market order, I'd hate to be filled up there. But yeah, again, those of you new, learn about price action, and we expect at 8 o'clock there to be a more reaction at 8, and that will probably die out. We should fast markets here, 20 trades, 10 trades, 18 trades, 24 trades, jumping all over the shop. Yeah, there we are. Here we go. That is what you do on the open. All we've seen there is people have come in on the open and they've wanted to buy it. And if you were short a minute ago, you're now 30 ticks on the side. This level here, 32, 33, is where there was a bit of a battle early on Friday. We mentioned it early on to what we said was going to happen. And again, the same thing when people come in on the open at 8 o'clock, they have to buy a quantity. They don't care what price they've got or sell, immaterial. Hence, we get these big jumpy movements on the 5 minutes. Does it tell us anything? Yeah, it tells us there are more buyers in the market at 8 o'clock to 8:02. Whether this continues going up on this 5 minutes candle will be interesting. But to me, yeah, we did expect some action, but that could happen either way. Yeah, if you look at the FTSE, that hasn't been overly bought. It's just a DAX reading, and whether they can sustain it up here, going up higher to where we go. And how do we find where we go? Well, we go to the DAX and we go back to Friday. What do we have on Friday when we zoomed up there late in the day? We had it here, didn't we? Where we got 33, 34. We're up to now. We've broken it again here. So again, the bars are in town at the moment. Yeah, yeah. So, well, if those of you doing price action, yeah, in theory, would have seen that buying. Yeah. I know, Charlie. Did you get on that?
I didn't, because although like you said, there is a slight price action now. It's jumping all over the shop. So
I think
to
it's
me,
right. I mean, I think
it weren't worth it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I said you have to be aware of that price action at 8 o'clock. We said it was going to be volatile, messy.
I mean, look at the wick on that.
Yeah, I know. I call it a cracker wick. Yeah, you've got nice little on either side of it. And as I said, be aware that we said today's going to be very volatile. And it's and also on a Monday when most people haven't traded since probably 4:30 Friday. It's so important to have your first trade as a winner. If you look on the 5-minute chart I've got on the left here, this chart's been going red, green, and black. It tells you total indecision in the market, and to me, a total mess. Yeah, we did identify a sort of level up here, 34, but it went even 10 ticks higher than that. Yeah?
Neil, why do you have a sell position there?
I put it in. I was teaching someone early on, and he wanted to know could he put orders in before the market opens.
Oh, right, okay.
And obviously you're aware of that, but some of the new ones, the same thing. Have a quick look in there if you're new. If you want to put an order in, you're whacking the order in here. Yeah, and you can put your price in here, your price level in here. If you want to put it in here, what we 114.067, and you can put your stop in here. So it's very simple to put in. Yeah, you whack it in, and people don't understand is that when you put it in, this comes out as a GTC order. Now, those of you who don't understand what a GTC order is, that's good till cancelled. That will be working today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, until I go into it and cancel that trade. Does that make sense? That's why it's very popular. So if you see any chart level, say further down here, for instance, you might think, well, I might want to put a buy in into my DAX. You can put it in here. Price level. What do we got here? 139.86. 139.86. Yeah. Stop level. Yeah. Let's have 10 tick stop, for instance, 11 tick stop. You're going to buy it here. So it's going to come out here. You're going to buy £2 a point, 139.86, stop at 11, expiry time GTC. So that will be working, yeah, until I'm either field or dead. No, until I cancel it. Yeah. So those are other ways to trade to put in the markets. So there, hopefully that explains it, Bianca, because you know that anyway. But a lot of people think you can hit the market whenever you want, but you can put orders in anywhere. You can put it in at 15,000 if you want. Yeah. Again, like we said on the opening, you saw that massive price action of people buying it. And in theory, we are now exactly where we were at 1 minute to 8. Yeah. So, yeah, as Charlie said, that wick is now definitely turned red. Yeah. But yeah, on that 1 or 2 minutes, you saw that buying coming in. That probably would have sucked so many people into trading as such. Yeah. Because all it is it's just price action. They just had to buy on the open, and if we look now for the reason to be short as such, it's because the tech stocks have been hit again. Yeah. So yeah. So all of a sudden, what we've had 5 minutes trading, and we've had a 60 tick range in the DAX. And although we said at 8 o'clock, I was a bit bearish. You would have been stopped out had you traded at 8 o'clock. Would it rally 40 ticks? Yeah. Hard sometimes, timing on where you went to the market. But again, you saw the price action at, you could have a quick scalp up. And again, we're looking at this value area down here. What do we say? 86 to 78 on the DAX. Yeah. That to me, I think we could fight round there, down here and see where we go. All right, then. Those of you, we got one-to-ones on there. Some of you on here asked for the bond exam, multiple choice. I gave it to you. You're still yet to send the answers over. Yeah. So I can't mark it until the exams. Again, remember today, Bailey talks at 10. It could be a quiet day today. All right. I'll speak to you later.
Thanks, Neil. Take care, mate.
Those are one-to-ones. We'll do them in about 15 minutes. All right.
Cheers out.
Thanks, Neil.